Hello, hi guys, and welcome. If you are catching up on the replay, then I still want to hear from you. Do say hello in the comments. It's always brilliant to see who caught up. Even if you couldn't join us live, please do say hello and use the word hashtag replay in the comments so I know who was here later. If you are joining me live and I can see people clicking on, hi guys, please do say hello. I love to be able to see who's joining me because these systems just show me a number. So do say hello, let me know your name, where in the world you are. Also tell me about your business. Are you a venue, a supplier, a vendor, a wedding planner? Tell me what your business is and what you do in the wedding industry. It would be brilliant to see. So hi, and I can see everyone clicking on, absolutely brilliant. Hey Sean, good to see you. Linda, hi, lovely, great to see everyone. So let me talk to you about what we're going to talk about today. You may have seen, hosting a 5-day challenge next week. And this is all to do with social media. And what happened was a few people had started to send me direct messages, send me a couple of comments that they felt the 5-day challenge next week was going to be too advanced, too much for them because they didn't feel comfortable with the absolute basics on social media. So what I thought was, okay, let me do a quick kind of back to basics, right back to the beginning, so that people do feel comfortable with those first level steps we should be taking on social media. So I'll say right away, if you are comfortable with hashtags, if you can explain an algorithm to someone, this video is not for you. Okay, because what we're doing is we're going right back to the beginning. And so if you feel comfortable talking about which hashtags to use and you know all about the algorithm and what you should be doing and what you should be posting, this is not your video. I have other videos that dive deeper. This one is people have been asking me to go right back, strip it right back to basics. And I will talk to you at the end about the 5-day challenge. So after this short one, if you think, do you know what, I will jump on board, then you can definitely still join next week. So let me check in with the comments. Annabelle Farley, good to see you. Hannah, good to see you. Karen Taylor from stormy Gloucestershire. Yeah, it's been raining here. We're right on the border of Surrey and London. It has been raining like crazy. Kerry Lee, George, hi lovely. Marcus, Tracy, Georgia, good to see you. Elaine, hello from Pink Weddings. So Pink Wedding Venues is the focused directory for same-sex wedding venues and suppliers. I'm going to say that again. Should I say that again, Elaine? It's for same-sex couples to find venues and suppliers. Is that better? What am I talking about? Marina, hi, good to see you. Riviera Maya in Mexico, hello. And you probably know I say it all the time. I lived in Mexico for a year and planned events over there. Absolutely love it. Thank you for joining. Hello from Kenya, good to see you. Kerry, I would love to get into wedding and events. Antonella is in Italy. Thank you, compliments on the red. I was blending into the background, so I thought I'd better put something bright on. Danielle from Georgia, Alicia from the Ivory Secret Bridal Boutique, Lynn, Dunham's Bay, great to see you. Shelley from the Cozy Club, amazing. Okay, so just to reconfirm before we get started, this is stripping it right back to basics because of the 5-day free challenge that's happening next week. Lots of people saying to me, we want to join, but we are scared it's going to be too advanced for us. And so in that way, I thought I'd put together a basic option for people to join in and really kind of have a safe space to ask questions. Elaine, just venues. I don't know what I'm talking about today, Elaine. Brilliant. Elaine runs the directory for venues. Hey Lisa, hello, the 2 Lisas for entertainment. Dawn, Stemma from Merseyside, absolutely brilliant, good to see you. Okay, so what I'm going to share are a few stats, first of all. Then I'm going to share the 5 clear steps I want you to focus on. And then I'm going to have a little Q&A. So if you do want to ask some questions, then there will be a safe space for that. No question is a stupid question, okay? This is a back to basics video. So you cannot ask something that is too basic. I want you to feel really, really safe. We are not diving deep here. We are going, right, okay, what should we do? Step 1 on social media, because I was getting messages that people needed that. Hey Elaine, good to see you. Okay, so just give me a thumbs up, just give me a heart emoji if that sounds good to you, because I don't want to get really deep in today's video. I want you to walk away and feel like you know what the next steps are that you should be taking. So just give me a little heart emoji or a thumbs up if that makes sense. Hey, Danny from County, California. Good to see you. So let me talk to you about some stats. You know I love a stat. So, do you know how long the average person spends on social media every single day? I just want you to take a guess. Just pop a number in the comments right now. How long do you think the average person spends every single day on social media? Give me a number in the comments, because this is really important. We have to look at the stats. We have to see what's going on so that we can see why we're even bothering with social media in the first place. So Sean's giving me an hour. Rachel's saying 4 hours. Is that you, Rachel, or that's what you see other people do? Linda says an hour. Hey, from Leeds, Yorkshire, good to see you. So what we see is the average person is spending 2 hours, 22 minutes on social media every single day. Now, that's not Googling things. That's not on email. That is on social platforms, okay? 2 hours, 22 minutes. And so if we know that people are on these social platforms for that amount of time every day, it's really important that we show up there too. If I was to say to you, I can give you 2 hours in a room with your potential clients every day, I'm sure you would jump at the chance to speak to them, engage with them, show them things, tell them stories. You would jump at the chance if I said I can put you in a room with your potential clients for 2 hours every day. But people are online for this amount of time. It's mind-blowing, isn't it? And so we do need to be where our potential clients are. And that's what we think about when it comes to social media. Now, I often come across people saying, we don't know what to post. We don't know what we're supposed to say. We post a bit, it's not driving results. And I totally get that. And there are many, many levels in social media. We can go deeper and deeper and deeper. But what we're going to do is just make sure you're focusing on the first few steps that are actually going to help you. Now, the first thing we need to do, wow, is that lockdown or the norm? That is the norm. That is the norm. Somebody just asked if that lockdown or the norm. So through lockdown, we definitely saw those numbers go up. So what I'm sharing with you is the average usually, because obviously lockdown isn't a normal time, but we actually saw people on social media go absolutely skyrocketing. So 2 hours 22 is the average. It's amazing, isn't it? So we, first of all, step 1 of 5, okay? Step 1 of 5 to make sure we have our bases covered. You've got to choose your platform. And again, what I hear lots of people saying to me who are feeling overwhelmed or not confident with social media is that they don't know which platform to focus on. And the overwhelm of so many platforms actually causes them to kind of not do anything at all or not choose. And that is definitely a problem. And what I would say is take one platform at a time. Now, yes, in a perfect world, you would be omnipresent. You would be on every platform. You would be killing it on every platform. But the reality is you just don't have the time or effort, time to make that effort to do that. And so I would encourage you to pick one platform that you really want to work on and spend time on that. And then once you've mastered that, move on to the next one. So this is exactly what I did in my own business. So for example, I decided that LinkedIn was going to be the platform I was going to go for because that's where my ideal clients hang out most of the time. And so I put time and effort into posting and engaging on LinkedIn and drove my connections, my followers, up to 20,000. Then once I got there and I thought, okay, I'm quite comfortable with that now, then I moved over to Instagram. And so for the last few months, I've been working on Instagram and driving my followers at about, over the last couple of months, we've gone up by about 500-600. So where I put my time and effort is where it's going to grow. So just give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. The first step is that we need to choose a platform. Don't get really confused about, should I be on Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook? Tell me in the comments, what is the platform you want to focus on? Pick one and then really stick with that one until you've mastered it and you feel confident there. So just tell me in the comments, commit to it now. What is the platform you're going to focus on? And really, if you're questioning right now, well, I don't know, how do I know which platform? You need to think about where your ideal clients are hanging out. And if you're watching this video, your ideal clients are probably either a bride or they're a groom. And so what I would encourage you to do is think about Instagram and Facebook, and definitely Pinterest as well, as being one of the platforms you would want to choose. Okay, loads of people saying Instagram, yeah. And I definitely agree with that. We do see, don't we, that our wedding couples are definitely scrolling Instagram for that kind of inspiration and ideas and connections. So a few other people saying LinkedIn, amazing. Linda saying, how do I identify which is best platform for your product? I prefer Facebook, but think Insta is better. So Linda, you've got an interesting point there, because what you're saying is what you personally enjoy using more. And so what we want to do is take it the other way and think, well, where is my ideal client hanging out? And that's where I need to be. Loads of it. I know there are so many platforms, people say. Great. Lots of people focusing on Insta. Exactly. So choose one. And then after you feel comfortable and you're confident, then you move on to the next one. Mark is also asking, how do you choose? Think about where your ideal client is hanging out. So in my case, remember that my ideal clients are venues and suppliers, not brides and grooms like for you. So if you're trying to connect with a bride or a groom, you might think more about being on Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest, but choose one to master. So that's the first thing. We're going to choose one platform. And then once we've got comfortable there, we're going to move on. So that's the first thing. I'm just going to repeat in case anybody's joined late. If you are already super comfortable posting on social media, you know what you're doing, you're getting results, this video isn't for you guys. What we're doing here is going right back to the basics. So if you already are comfortable with hashtags and algorithms, then this video is not for you. I have other videos for you. On this one, we're in a safe space where we can go back to basics and ask any questions that we need to. Sean saying, many of my clients always tell me they don't use social media, so sometimes I feel it's a bit of a task. That is interesting, Sean. I would be keen to drill down on who your ideal clients are, because what we see is 90% of millennials are on social media, and we see that 98% of couples report using social platforms to actually help them plan their wedding. So the stats do tend to stack up that our wedding couples are there. Heather says, Instagram, we have a product that is visual. Yes, so definitely Instagram's a good one for you. And we do get inquiries from Insta and Facebook. Yeah, absolutely. For venues, do you suggest having a separate Insta account? That is a great question. I can't see who's asked it. It just says Facebook user. It's a great question. If you feel comfortable on the platform, then yes, you could open a second account that's dedicated to weddings. If you do not, then I do not want you to rush off and feel like you have to do 2 accounts right now. So only when you are ready. Okay, let's move on to step 2. The next thing I want you to think about is actually monitoring your stats and your views. So what I mean by that is, as you're posting, as you're doing things, we need to keep track. We need to see what's working. And this is a big one that I see people definitely don't do and just miss out. And so let's say you're on Instagram, then you would go to Insights and you can easily scroll back through your posts and see which ones got the most reach, had the most engagement. You can see what your audience liked best. And then you can focus time on creating more posts that are like that one. And what we tend to do is we put posts out we think people will like, but actually we need to see what they do like. We need to see which ones are actually working. So I want you to start monitoring your stats. Itchy nose. And what you can do is take a screenshot right now of whichever platform you're thinking of working with and actually compare it week on week, month on month, to see that your numbers are going up, to make sure your followers are going up, your views are going up. Now, we all have the odd post that doesn't work, that plummets, absolutely. But you do want to see that steady increase of followers. So step 2 is be mindful of the actual stats. Let's move on to step 3, and this is the biggest one, and it's probably the one you're all thinking, when is she going to talk to us about content? So step 3 is your content. Now, content is, yes, absolutely critical, but there are other parts of the strategy that actually make up what you are doing. So the first thing is you're going to need a content plan. You can't just every day decide what you're going to post, because then everything's very ad hoc. It's very last minute. There's no plan, there's no flow, there's no strategy, and that doesn't work well for you. And so what I'm going to encourage you to do, and yes, it's a little bit of work, but honestly, this saves so much time in the long run, is week by week, or if you're a real super planner, month on month, plan out your content. Now, you might think, oh, God, that's a big job. But trust me, planning it ad hoc, spur of the moment, day by day is impossible because there's always something else. There's always something else more important. There's always another million emails that need answering, another million clients that need speaking to. And so social media falls down the list. But actually, it's a huge part of the sales and marketing for your business. People will be going to your social platforms to check out whether they want to work with you or not. And so if you're not keeping it up to date, if you're not posting content, then potentially that could have a negative effect on whether they decide to work with you. So all you would need to do is sit down and think, what do I want to talk about for the next 7 days? And find a few key topics, a few key pieces to talk about, a few previous weddings you want to share, a top tip, something you want to look back on, a detail about a style that you really liked. Anything can make up your content, but you need a plan. What am I going to post? What am I going to say? And what am I going to make the reader feel? I want to share something with them that's useful or valuable or inspiring or helping them get to know me. Now, you might have heard about something called the know, like, and trust factor. All your posts should be helping your potential clients get to know you, get to like you, and get to trust you. We don't need to sell all the time. Social media is more like marketing than it is advertising. So it's all about visibility. It's about popping up, showing up, them seeing the name of your business, seeing your face, seeing your images, and constantly being like a little nudge, a little poke that you are there and that you keep showing up in front of them. So I want you to think about your post in a way of helping your potential clients get to know you, get to like you, and get to trust you. And then they're so much more likely to buy from you. Just give me a thumbs up or a TU for thumbs up if that makes sense about the know, like, and trust, because that is critical. Don't head to social media every day thinking, right, let me sell something. Let me get them on board. Let me get them on a call. Because that isn't how it works. Heather's asking, do you recommend a particular scheduler? Okay. So I prefer not to use schedulers. That's my personal opinion. I think it has a negative effect on your views. Now, there's lots of different thoughts on this. That's my personal opinion. If I have planned out my week of my schedule, then I know what I'm going to write. I know what's going to be posted, and it takes me just 30 seconds to post. And so in that way, I don't need the scheduler because I've already done the hard work previously. So rather than load it all into a scheduler, I actually load it into a little whiteboard that I have here in my office, and it has every day what I'm going to post. Okay, we're getting some thumbs up. Good. Know, like, and trust. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. We're not heading to social media to just sell all the time. We want people to get to know us, like us, and trust us. This is like real life. You know, when you meet someone, you don't straight away say, hey, do you want to buy my product? You let them get to know you. And as they get to know you, they will start to be interested in buying from you. And so it's a bit more of an attraction. Do you see what I mean? So what you're putting out is going to attract people towards you rather than you being a pushy salesperson on social media. So think about your content plan. I also want you to think about when you're posting, okay? Lots of thumbs up, amazing. So when I say when you're posting, there's a couple of things here. Yes, we hear post consistently, and that's annoying, isn't it? But it's true. The more you post, the more visible you're going to be, the more people you're going to get in front of. And so I'd love for you to commit how many times a week you can realistically post. If that's 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then fine. That's what you can do. If you can post every day, even better. Why wouldn't you take the opportunity to be in front of your potential clients when it doesn't cost anything? When all it takes is a little bit of creativity to post onto social media. So think about when you can commit to yourself, to your business, how many times a week, a day you're going to post. And then when we're thinking about the actual time, I'd love you to even consider when your ideal client is online. So for example, we see, my friends at Hitch, they tell me they see loads of traffic to their website at lunchtime and in the evenings between around 9 p.m. and midnight. And this makes sense to me because, they will find that their bride or groom at lunchtime when they're relaxing with a sandwich, they're going to pick up their phone and start scrolling through Hitched or through Instagram. They're going to be online. And the same in the evening. Tell me in the comments if you sit of an evening on your sofa with the TV on, watching box sets, watching Netflix, and still scrolling through your phone. I'm definitely guilty for this. I've got one eye on Netflix and I'm still scrolling 9, 10 o'clock at night when I'm chilling out. Tell me in the comments, don't leave me hanging. Do you do this as well, where you've got one eye on the TV and one eye on your phone? And so what I'm trying to get to here, whilst you tell me that I'm not the only one, okay, phew, people saying they do it too. Thanks for not leaving me hanging there, Sean, I appreciate that. So what I'm saying is we need to post when our potential clients are online. And I want you to consider that your bride or groom is very likely to be online in the evenings. And so if you're posting at 11 a.m, tell me what your perfect bride who hasn't yet bought from you, tell me what your perfect bride is doing at 11 a.m. every day. Just tell me in the comments. What is your perfect bride who hasn't yet bought from you doing at 11 a.m? Because if you're posting at 11 a.m, where is she? She's probably working, right? She's got her laptop open, she's in her office, she's doing whatever she does. She isn't actually scrolling through social media at that point. And so what we want to do, exactly. So what we want to do is post when we know our couples are more likely to be online, around about lunchtime, also first thing in the morning. Who else is really bad for waking up and then just starting to scroll through? So bad, isn't it? We wake up before we even get out of bed to make a cup of tea. We are scrolling. So something in the morning or something at lunchtime, and then definitely one of the best times you can post is around 9 p.m. till midnight. So I really want you to think about when you might post, okay? So we're going to create that content plan. We are going to think about how many times during a week we can realistically post, and we're going to think about what time we're going to post out there. Okay, step 4. We do want to engage. We do want to engage, guys. So I liken this to going to a party and being the only person who speaks. Now, you're going to laugh because obviously I talk a lot. But if you and I were in a room, if we met in real life, then I would ask you questions. I would listen to what you had to say and be interested and question further the things you were talking about. I wouldn't just walk into the party, speak, and then walk out. So I want you to think about the same thing happening on social media. If you are turning up, posting, disappearing, not talking, not engaging, then you are the person at the party who just walks in, talks, and then leaves without listening. And so I really encourage you to do 2 things. Start commenting on other people's posts, start liking and commenting, be the cheerleader, say brilliant picture, great post, love this, love that, wow, interesting point. Whatever is the genuine, comment. And of course, if people comment on your things, please have a conversation with them. We don't want people to comment and then we don't answer them back. Now, when you are posting, I really encourage you to ask people to comment. So ask a question at the end, ask for their opinion. Say, what do you think about this? Have you felt this? Encourage on your own post for a way to people to engage. You know what I mean, right? Encourage them to answer and comment, because the more they answer and comment, the better it is for your visibility. And then I want you to go off onto other posts and also comment and like on things. Now, no, it doesn't have to be on your competitors. You probably don't want to do it on your competitors. You would definitely want to do it on some of the big listings. Where Hitched are posting, that's a great place to comment because a lot of your ideal clients are looking at the post from Hitched. So that makes perfect sense. Don't be the person at the party who only does the talking and doesn't do any of the listening. Okay, before we move on to number 5, I'm just going to pause, checking in with you. How is everyone feeling? Just give me one emoji or one word for how you're feeling so far. And if you have joined us late, just a reminder, we have gone back to basics with our social media. We are not going deep dive here. I have other videos on this. This is all about for those people who really want to go back to basics and get things aligned for their social media and to give you guys a focus on what you should be working on next. Okay, we're getting some thumbs up. Yay! Give me some emojis, guys. Let me know how you are feeling. Hey, Claudia from Italy, good to see you. And then we're going to go on to number 5, which is hashtags. Hashtags. Don't freak out. Don't leave. I'm going to make it easy. Yay! Feeling inspired. Brilliant. Okay, we're getting some hearts. I'm loving this. Okay. So, number 5 is hashtags. Okay, so I'm also going to talk to you. It's not a step. I'm going to talk to you in a minute about the algorithm, but I didn't want to freak you out before we got started, okay? So, step number 5 to finish the 5 steps is hashtags. Now, hashtags I'm going to speak as if an alien came to our planet and had never seen social media. Okay, so if you know about this stuff, then please forgive me. I want to take it right back to the beginning. Firstly, hashtags are mostly useful on Instagram. They don't do much on LinkedIn and they don't do much on Facebook. And so really, and loads of you said you wanted to focus on Instagram. So if you are focusing on Instagram, then hashtags are vital. Okay, hashtags are vital. Hashtags are like a Google search. They're a way for new people to find you and discover you. And again, most people tell me one of the biggest challenges is growing their audience. If growing your audience, i.e. getting in front of new people, new potential clients is your struggle, then hashtags is one of the biggest answers to that. So let's talk about how we're going to use it now we know we want to use it. On every single post, you want to have between 20 to 30 hashtags. Okay, don't freak out. I'm going to help you. I can hear the screams already. I'm going to help you. I'm going to save you time and brain power. We're going to do this together. Don't worry. Okay, don't go anywhere. So on each of our posts, we're going to put 20 to 30 hashtags. The reason we're going to do that is because we want every single post of yours to have the best chance of being discoverable by a new bride or a new groom. Yes, 20 to 30. I know everyone's freaking out. I'm going to help you. Don't worry. Don't worry. The reason we want to do this is because it's like a Google search. So you have a maximum of 30 to use on every post. Why wouldn't you use them when they help to get you in front of potential new people? So what we do with our hashtags is we reverse engineer it. Okay, what most people do is they look at their picture and they think, what hashtags can I create that go along with this picture? So as well as having to have to find an image to post, they've had to create a little text story to go with it. And now they're going to have to think of 20 hashtags. And they're like, oh, too much effort, too much time. I'm moving on to something else. So by having your content plan, you saved yourself some time. You knew what you were going to post. And now with your hashtags, I want you to create a little hashtag list in your phone. I want you to go to the notes in your phone and I want you to create a little list of 20 to 30 hashtags. And if you can, create a couple of lists full of different hashtags. I'm going to tell you what sort of hashtags in a second. But what we do with this, you see, is that when we post, all we have to do is copy paste what's in our phone onto the actual post. So we're not having to think of 20 hashtags every time. Just tell me if you are still here. If I said there were hashtags and everyone disappeared, it doesn't look like it, but just let me know you're still here. We're going to go more into this because I really want you to get this right, because loads of you said you want to use Instagram better and more and focus on it. Yes, they do, Naomi. They do know when you copy and paste the same ones. You don't have to mix it up daily, but you definitely would like to mix it up. And that's why, if you can, having lists of a different list is amazing, because then you can copy paste different lists into your posts. Make sense? I'm so pleased you said that, as this is exactly what I started doing about a week ago. Yes, exactly. Now, you do want to put your hashtags at the bottom of the text, or you can actually do it in a separate comment. Otherwise, it looks really weird when you type your text and then at the bottom, it's full of hashtags. It's all busy. So you can do the little dots so that it moves it down, or you can simply post and then copy paste your hashtags into a comment underneath. Just give me a thumbs up if you're still with me. This is all making sense. Would you post the hashtags on the post directly or in the comments? Oh, perfect. We're aligned. Either is fine. There is some evidence that the comments is slightly less beneficial, but minimally, okay? So whatever works for you. Still here. Hashtag still here. I love that. Let's do that as a hashtag. Okay, everybody give me a hashtag still here. I love that. Thank you for that one. Okay. Next, let's think about the type of hashtags we're going to use, okay? We're reverse engineering it. We're going, instead of looking at our photo, we are thinking about what our potential client might be looking for and the kind of hashtags she is following you. How can you retain spaces? Oh, Sean, remind me of this in a minute. I will tell you how to do it. Let me just finalize the hashtags and I promise I will tell you how to do it. If I forget, come back to me. Your hashtag's still here. I love it. We have our own hashtag. Yay! Okay, so with our hashtags, think about your potential client. Picture her or him sitting at home and think, what are the hashtags they are following? What are the hashtags that they would like popping up in their newsfeed? And in case you're not aware, people do follow hashtags. They actually follow hashtag wedding venue London, hashtag wedding supplier New York. They follow the hashtags. Okay, so if you are using those hashtags, you're going to start showing up in the newsfeed of people who have never heard of you simply because you're using the right hashtags. I've said hashtags a lot in the last 3 minutes. Right, so we're reverse engineering it. What are our ideal clients following? What hashtags? What kind of, I want you to picture it as a Google search. Does that make sense? So if you are a wedding venue in Brighton, for example, you would definitely want to be using hashtags like wedding venue Brighton, Brighton wedding venue, Brighton bride, Brighton groom, Brighton wedding couple, engaged Brighton, because that's going to niche you down to the people who are your ideal clients. You also want to use some bigger ones like hashtag love, hashtag wedding, but those are big hashtags. They're not going to be your niche clients the same way that hashtag wedding venue Brighton would, which will give you a smaller audience, but will be much more specific to the people you want to attract. Does that make sense? Give me a heart emoji if we're still on track. So we're going to use the hashtags on every post. We're going to write the list in our phone so we can copy paste it. And we're going to make sure we're using tags which are actually relevant to our ideal clients so that we get found by the people we want to get found by. Now, if you have one of your couples, one of your brides, one of your grooms who is following you on Instagram and whose account is public, you can check out, oh good, we've got heart emojis, phew. You can check out which hashtags they are following. Okay, this is good research. So think about who's following you right now. And if you have one of your brides or grooms whose account is public, or that you're friends with, but you're probably not if you're a business. So if their account is public, you simply click on their account following, and it will show you all the people they're following. But right at the top, it will show you the hashtags they're following. This will give you some real insight. Your client, the one who's already bought from you, is telling you which hashtags they were following in the beginning, you know, right now. And so that will help you to find hashtags that you will want to use. Does that make sense? I just want to check in on that one. So have a look at one of your clients on Instagram whose account is public, click following, who they're following, and at the top, it's going to show you which hashtags they are following. And that's going to give you some inspiration for the kind of hashtags you might want to use. Stacey says, I can do this. Yes, you can do this. Okay. So I think I'm good with hashtags. Have I told you everything I wanted to make sure I'm covering everything? Right, Sean, I'm coming back to your question. So I'm going to open up to Q&A. Those were the 5 steps. Let me summarize. Choose your platform. Don't focus on every single one. Focus on one to really master. Monitor your stats. See what works. Content, make a plan, think about how many times you're going to post in a week and also what time of day, and ask questions to help your people engage with you. Then you're going to start engaging on other people's posts, because you're not the person who walks into a party and speaks and doesn't listen. You're going to go and engage and comment and build relationships. And if you're focusing on Instagram, then you are definitely going to start using the Instagram hashtags so that you can get in front of a new audience. Now, start typing your questions. I'm going to open up to Q&A. If you do feel that you can go deeper on this, and it's not that much deep, but if you do feel you can go deeper on this, then next week I do have the free 5-day challenge, and I would love you to join. So it is completely free. I'm going to turn up every day with you. It's like 5-minute video in the morning for you to watch whenever you have time. And then in the evening, I'm going to come on live just simply to answer your questions and support you. So it's really like 5 to 20 minutes a day. And we're going to work together as a team all next week. And I'm going to help you to drive inquiries, drive business, drive direct messages through your social platforms. If you haven't yet signed up, here it is. Look, kellymortimer.com/free 5-day challenge /. That is where you can sign up, totally free. And I will help you even further next week. Now, there is almost 600 wedding businesses globally who are doing this with us. So we're going to do it as a team. We're going to share our wins. We're going to share our questions. And I'm going to be with you for the whole week. Okay, so Sean, let me come back to your question. When you are typing algorithms, Naomi, yes, I'm going to talk about algorithms. Thank you. Nudge me in a minute if I forget to talk about algorithms. Right, Sean's question was, how do you get the text part on Instagram neat and tidy. So as you know, when you try to write text on Instagram, it blocks it all together. Even if you hit return, even if you try to create space, it actually squashes it all up. And it looks really difficult to read and it's not very pleasant at all. And loads of people ask this question. So there's a really nice, easy way to do this. When you get to the end of the first sentence, when you want a gap, you put your full stop or your exclamation mark or whatever you're putting. You do not give a space. You do not hit the space bar, okay? As soon as you put your full stop, hit return and hit return again. That is the trick. Amazing. Just let me know if that made sense, because it's almost too simple, but I promise you it works. So if you look at my Instagram posts, they always have the gaps. This is how I do it. You get to the end of your sentence, you put your full stop, do not give a gap. As soon as you put your full stop, hit return again, so you've got your gap, and then carry on typing. Tell me how excited you are that you can now put gaps in your Instagram text, because this is really annoying, isn't it, when it bunches it all together. So do let me know if that, yeah, I know, Heather, right? So easy. And it's like Instagram didn't want you to be able to do it nicely. It's so annoying. Brilliant. The space on Instagram has always bugged me. I know. When I found out this little hack, I was like, that is genius. I know, absolutely love it. Dawn says, do you have to follow back your clients? Oh, no, you don't have to follow the clients to find the hashtag list. No, you don't. Dawn, as long as their account is public, then you can go and see who they're following. And at the top of that list will be the hashtags they follow. So you do not have to be following them. You click, do you know what I mean? Let me show you. It's going to be much easier, isn't it? Okay. So let me go to someone's account. So Bromley Court, I don't know if you're on with us. So Bromley Court, you see, I can see here following, okay, at the top. So I can click following, and that's going to show me who Bromley Court is following. And when I click it, it's going to show me the hashtags that they are following as well. Now, I know Jamie's usually on these lives, so if you are here, I hope you don't mind me using you as an example. So did you see what I did? I went to their account, I clicked following, it will show me who she's following, and it will show me the hashtags that she's following. You can do that with your clients to see what hashtags they are interested in. What would be your top 5 hashtags for a London wedding venue? Okay, so we also want to think about style. So if you're a luxury, I don't know which is your venue, my lovely, it just says Facebook user. So if you're a luxury venue, you might have, luxury London wedding. You might have London bride, London groom, London wedding planner. So you can mix it up, just use all of those different variations and put them in different orders so that you get those hashtags. Right, let's talk algorithms. Naomi, thank you for asking. Again, don't run away. I'm going to make this easy. If you thought that hashtags were scary and you now feel pretty comfortable, then I promise you're going to feel the same about algorithms in just a second, okay? Right. Let's imagine nobody's ever heard of social media. I'm going to go that back to basics. Okay. The algorithms pretty much work the same on most of the platforms. There's some little changes here and there, but most of them work the same. Now, the algorithm is simply a way for the platform to work out which posts are interesting and who they should show which posts to. Okay, there has to be some sort of system, and that is called an algorithm. So what we want is to maximize the parts of the algorithm that we can. Now, these things change, they do tweak them, and nobody really knows every secret about these things. But they do tell us, the platforms do tell us lots of stuff that that they're happy to share. So the algorithm is simply the system that decides if your post is interesting and if it should show it to more people. So what you want to do is get as much engagement on your post, as many likes and comments. Comments hold more weight in the algorithm. That's why, do you remember I asked you to encourage engagement, asking questions, ask for people's opinions. The more comments you get, the algorithm will get a little signal. Woo, this post is good. People are commenting, and will then show it to more people. And as it shows it to more people will comment. And so then it goes on, and then you get this snowball effect. Now, what you've probably found is that when your posts get no engagement, they kind of fall off a proverbial cliff. Because if nobody's liking and commenting, then the algorithm goes, probably a rubbish post, so we won't show anyone else. So literally doesn't show anyone. So then no one else can like and comment because no one's seeing it. So what you want is to nudge the algorithm by letting it know that your post is good. And you do that by getting likes and comments. And we do that by encouraging that engagement. We ask people questions on our posts. We ask for their opinion and we engage with them. Just tell me if that makes sense about the algorithm. Let's have a hashtag for the hashtag algorithm. I don't know, someone come up with a cool one. The hashtag still here was brilliant. I am not that creative. Somebody else come up with a good one. Okay, Sean says thank you. You're welcome. Let's check in. Sarah, is it a good idea to have the dots then the hashtags? Yes, I do that, Sarah. So I exactly do that. At the end of my text post on Instagram, I do ... and then I copy paste my hashtag so that it doesn't kind of spam the text part that I want people to read. Does that make sense? Are they just a full stop? They are just a full stop. So you hit full stop, return, hit full stop, return, hit full stop, return. Naomi, crucial. Not sure what I said. Tell me. For 60 minutes, yes. So the algorithm will basically give you 60 minutes to actually get those likes and comments. If you don't really get anything within the first 60 minutes, then it kind of presumes your post was a bit naff. No, that's not your fault. Listen, sometimes I put things out and I'm like, oh, people love this. Everyone's going to comment, and no one does. And you just think, okay. So you can't judge yourself on every post. You can only do the best you can. Put out content you think people will enjoy. Tell stories, share images that will inspire them, and then, get asked their opinion. What do you think of this? Ask their opinion. Hashtag on it, hashtag get it, hashtag algorithm making sense. Yeah, I like that one, Elaine. Alicia, hashtag you're making sense. Yay. Linda, get it a bit. Linda, I love you. You're hysterical. Brutal, says Naomi. Yes, the algorithm is a little bit brutal, okay? And look, it has its glitches. There are days when you can just tell things are not right. This is a system, and it's not a perfect system. And so you are looking to get as many comments as you can on your posts. And it's not just about vanity. It is because it helps the algorithm to know to show it to more people. Is it a good idea to put your hashtags in a comment rather than under the post? Yes, you can. They do it because it makes the post look more neat and tidy. There is some evidence that it has slightly less weight, slightly less results, but only minimally. So yes, sometimes I do it in comments. Sometimes I do it on the post. I haven't seen a huge difference when I choose to do it one way or the other. Okay, how are we doing with questions? How are we doing? More questions. Hashtag let's go. Yay. Oh, let's go, I'll go. I love it. Okay, talk to me about how you feel. We've talked about hashtags and we've talked about algorithms, which are two words that people literally glaze over if I mention, but they are important to understand at a basic level. So tell me how you feel, and if you feel that you could actually kind of take a few steps forward. And guys, honestly, come join me next week. Free 5-day challenge. Let's work together every day to help you start driving results. And I share this, my zone of genius is wedding sales. What I do is show people how to make money, drive revenue, drive bookings through sales and marketing, through sales techniques in the niche of wedding sales. That is actually what I do. However, I end up all the time sharing things on social media about social media because that's how I've built my business. And so the things I share with you are things that I've personally tried and tested. Like, I'm coming at this from a real life scenario. This isn't kind of read it in a book and see if that makes sense. I've tried and tested. I've posted once a day, 5 times a day, 3 times a week, and worked out what kind of works best for me. So what it says, great. What are the benefits of stories? Okay, that is a big question. So definitely use stories if you're on Instagram. Please use stories. Even if you're only sharing your post to your story, please use your story. You can have up to 10 hashtags on your story. You can then type them and minimize them so you can't actually see them and they don't ruin your story. But you should be using stories. They only last 24 hours. You can let people behind the scenes. You can get a bit more creative and a bit more fun. They don't have to be perfect. So I would definitely do that. Sorry, Linda says, repeating myself, but should you follow everyone who follows you? No. Hashtag I'm following you. Oh, Linda. No, Linda, you do not have to follow everyone who follows you. Absolutely not. Follow them if it's of benefit to you, if you want to. Absolutely. Naomi says, does irritate me that I don't see many posts of followers I really like on a daily basis. Have to go on their page to see them. Okay, Naomi, so when you comment on the people that you're interested in, that signals to the algorithm to show you more of their stuff and to show you more of the stuff that's like that. Does that make sense? So you want to comment whenever you see posts from people that you want to see more of in your feed. The more you comment, the more you show up. Now, sorry, the more you comment, the more they show up in your feed. Now, go back to what I just told you about engaging and know that that is going to help to show up in the feed, okay? So you're not seeing their posts because you're not commenting when they come through the news feed. So start commenting and liking, and the algorithm will show you more of that. Okay, Dawn, you won the challenge already. Yay, Dawn, brilliant. Tanya, is it correct that using a hashtag with too many followers gets missed? Is it better to use smaller hashtags? Yes, it does make sense, Tanya. So we're going a little bit deeper here. You actually want to mix it. So what Tanya's asking is, something like hashtag wedding is huge. It has millions and millions and millions of people using it all the time. You can actually see if you go to it. If you go to hashtag wedding, you'll be able to see it's, I don't know however millions it is. So Tanya's saying, what's the point in using that? Because there's so many, you'll get lost in the shuffle of life. And what you actually want, Tanya, is some big ones, some medium ones, and some small ones. So your niche small ones would be, what were we saying earlier? Wedding venue Brighton. That would be a smaller one. It's very niche, it's very specific. You would want some middle ones, hashtag wedding venue UK, hashtag wedding venue, and some big one, hashtag wedding, hashtag love. So what we're looking at is how many posts and followers those hashtags have, and we want to kind of go big, medium, and small. Now we're getting a little bit deep there, so I'm going to pause on that, but I hope that answered the question. We do gin wedding favors and have just 18 new flavors. Sorry, let me start that again. We do gin wedding favors and have just had 18 new flavors launched. I got there in the end. Is it best to post 3 to 4 images in one post? Great question. Or just one at a time? Okay, this is a great question. So what we're asking here is, you know, on Instagram, you can sometimes, or you can, whenever you want, have multiple pictures in the same post that create the swipe across. So the answer is sometimes you want to do multiple images in one post. M&T group, I don't know what your name is, sorry, I'm going to call you M&T group. And sometimes you want to have a single image. The reason we like to use multiple images on your Instagram, you know, the ones I mean, where you're swiping through when they've loaded up 3, 4, or 5, is because your viewer stays on the platform longer to look at the post, okay? So as they're swiping through, they're staying for a minute, 30 seconds. Whereas ordinarily, if there was one, they might have just looked at it and carried on swiping, carried on scrolling, yeah? The reason we want that is because Instagram wants people to stay on the platform as long as possible. So if you are helping their cause, Instagram wants people on the platform a long time, and you're helping their cause by having multiple images, which means somebody staying on your pictures, your post, they will reward you for that, in a sense, with more visibility of that post, because they know people will stay longer when they see that post. Does that make sense? Mark, thank you. Mark, does that make sense? Now, you don't want to do that for every post, okay? So mix this up with single images and group images, but understanding that the strategy here is getting people to stay on the post longer. That's really why we're doing it. So what you'll see is that I do this, and then later I'll repost, not that day, but maybe a week or a month later, I'll repost it as single images as well as having used it as a multi-image post. Mark, just let me know if that made sense. Excited for the challenge next week, says Nicole. Hashtag better together. Exactly. We're going to be a team in this. I've literally cleared my diary. We are just focusing on you and your social media next week. Naomi, oh, thanks. I'm not sure what I said now. Which one was that, Naomi? Doesn't like working the same way as a comment. Great question. Your comment has more weight in the algorithm than your like. So what we were talking about earlier, with signaling to the algorithm that your post is interesting, if your viewers comment, it takes them more effort. How easy is it to double tap and like something? Like, takes no effort whatsoever. So you get a little point for that in the algorithm. If you get people to stop and comment, you get a few points. And if you get them to write a big comment, you get more points. And so this is why I want you to encourage people to engage and comment on your post, because the algorithm will just simply think, your post is brilliant. Look at how many people are commenting and look at how much they're writing. If they're taking the time and trouble to comment, it must be good. Now, this is where if you get negative comments, as long as they're not that bad, you know, as long as they're not kind of damaging to your business, leave them. Because when you get bad comments, they're still boosting your algorithm. And so, unless they're really detrimental to your business, which I can't imagine they would be, I wouldn't delete any negative comments should they ever arise, because they're still helping your algorithm. So you just think, great, thanks very much. Hold on. Right, I'm going to wrap up in just a second. So Tracy says, if I'm commenting on other posts and they get seen more as a result, isn't that unfair if they don't post back on my post? Okay, potentially yes, but that's not why we're doing it. Instagram rewards you for being an engaged user. Okay, so Tracy, what I'm saying is that Instagram, for example, will see that you are commenting and engaging with other people, and that you're not just the person who walks in, posts, talks at everyone and walks out. And so it will see you as an engaged user and reward you for that, give you more visibility. They like you to be engaged. So don't worry about you helping other people get more visibility. That's just all good, okay? What I want is that Instagram sees you as an engaged user. Tanya makes sense. Mark makes sense. Yes, in next week too. Advice on commenting on followers, and then I'll see their feed. Perfect. If my previous post has gone quiet, should I repost them with a new strategy? Yes, you can definitely repost content, guys. Don't be afraid of that. Definitely, if 6 months ago a post went really well, post it again. So use that image again, because you'll have had new followers, and not everybody sees every post. Only about 10% of your audience who are currently following you will see your actual post. Only about 10% of people actually following you will actually see your post. You can definitely recycle. You can definitely recycle your posts. I see some people doing big squares in their Instagram profile. Is this a good idea? I haven't seen a big square. That's news to me. Yes, I've been with quotes and stuff, not sure. Yes, I've been with this with quotes and stuff. Oh, do you mean where you get the text post? So we do that in canva.com. So if you see, for example, what I've been posting recently with the little top tips on social media, I do that on canva.com, completely free, and you can create little Instagram graphics. Really good one. How do you register for the 5-day challenge? Here you go, Tanya. You need to go to this link, kellymortimer.com/free 5-day challenge. You pop in your email address, you will get an email automatically with all the links and everything. We also have an exclusive Facebook group, completely separate to all my other groups. I know I've got lots of groups. We're going to have a pop-up group just for this challenge, because we're going to be busy next week all in there. So we've got a special group just for the challenge. So you're going to get the information emailed to you, and it's going to be on the Facebook group, and I'm going to be live every night next week, but only in that group. Okay, so if you haven't registered, you won't be able to see the lives next week. It's only in the group. Okay, this has been amazing, guys. I feel really positive about how well this has gone, going back to basics. Tell me how you guys feel. We didn't dive too deep, right? I don't feel like anybody's brain got frazzled. I feel like everybody really got their heads around hashtags and algorithms. I would love to know if you thought you were going to come off this video feeling quite as confident and good about all these crazy words as you do now. I feel like this was a really positive video. I think it's when people do 9 posts that make one. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Don't do posts that are too tiny though, because when you do those multi pictures in one, you can't see them on your phone. So I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest, because you can't see them. So yeah, tell me how you feel. Tell me what was your big takeaway, your big win. I always love to know. It's so nice to see what people have taken away. But I feel like this was really positive and people are not feeling brain frazzled, which I really didn't want you to feel. Oh, you are welcome. It's been great. Thank you. Deborah, big thumbs up. You are welcome. Any big takeaways, share them with me. I would love to hear. Let me know what that one big thing is you're going to start doing. And remember, if you want to join me next week, here's the link, kellymortimer.com/free 5-day challenge. We're going to work together all week. There's going to be a 5-minute video in the morning, and then I'm going to be live in the evening to support you and answer questions. Oh, you are welcome, Stacey. Sean, love the fact that I don't have to do my social media until 9 p.m. Absolutely. You can definitely do it at 9 p.m. So when you're sitting on the sofa, Sean, that's when your bride is sitting on the sofa. It's perfect. And then if they comment, you're there ready to comment back. 100%. Dawn, I've been doing loads of challenges, and this is the first time I understand Instagram. Yes, big win, big high fives. Dawn, that is my favorite comment. Can I share Dawn's comment? Yay, that is my favorite comment of the video. Rachel says, brilliant, so helpful. You are welcome. Really useful, the multiple images. It's a good one, isn't it? It's a nice little hack, that one. Dawn saying the group and algorithms, big takeaway. Mark saying really helpful on some of the details. We've almost doubled our followers. Well done, amazing. But this has been a great help. Absolutely, it's all about strategy. The lovely Elaine, thank you so much. Looking forward to the 5-day challenge next week. Really helpful as always. My takeaway is how to spot the hashtags others are following. Yeah, that is definitely a good one. How to use the spaces on Instagram. Yeah, that just ends up bugger. But no, it bugs me. I wasn't going to swear. It just bugs me. And algorithms, absolutely. Alicia, really helpful, thank you. Useful explanation about algorithms, and we'll make an effort to do a weekly content plan. Woo, yes. Tracy says, looking forward to next week. If I can't watch, will I be able to rewatch later? Yes, but the group will only be live for the 1 week. So we'll only be live next week. And so if you want the kind of hands-on support that I'm going to give, then you will need to do it live with me next week. But you will definitely be able to rewatch if not. Linda is no longer afraid of hashtags. Boom, Linda, that is a big win. Yes, absolutely. Sean was being on. I followed a bride and found out what she was following. Very interesting. Boom, we're already doing a research. Tanya, my lovely, I haven't seen you in ages. You are welcome. Absolutely brilliant. Right, I'm going to let you go. I planned to talk for 30 minutes, and as usual, I've gone for an hour. You can't shut me up. Okay, guys, this has been amazing. Thanks so much for joining me. If you are joining the challenge next week, or if you want to join, it is nearly full. So go to this link here and join me, and I will see you there. Take care, guys.